Partner. Of course, we understand that after many twists, turns and court dramas, the Senzo Meyiwa murder trial resumes this morning. Accused number 1 to 4 are now no longer represented by advocate Malisela Tefu. Since the start of this trial back in April, only one witness has taken the stand. Next month, though, will mark 8 years since the former Bafana goalkeeper and captain was shot dead at his then-girlfriend Kelly Khumalo's home in Vosloorus. eNCA reporter Silindelo Masikane is at the North Gauteng High Court with more on the story. And Slee, good morning to you. I mean, just give us some context leading up to where we are today in court.
Well, Dumelo, it's been about 2 months since the last official court sitting here in the North Gauteng High Court. This was back in June when the lawyer for accused number 5, that's Advocate Zandile Mshololo, had asked for a lengthy postponement to be able to familiarize herself with the infamous second docket, that is docket 375, that was introduced by the defense for accused 1 to 4. At the time, it was Advocate Malisela Tefu who was representing the accused. He, of course, has since withdrawn, and the instructing attorney TT Tobane has taken over representing accused 1 to 4. So Mshololo had then, of course, told the court that she needs to understand the contents of the second docket and how it's going to affect her client, as well as the fact that in this particular docket we know that it has a completely different set of accusations as well as a scenario in terms of what happened on that fateful evening when Meyiwa was shot. We know in that docket that those who were in the house, namely Kelly Khumalo, Zandile Khumalo, their mother, that is also Chico Twala's son, as well as 2 of Senzo Meyiwa's friends were in the house on that night. And that docket 375, says that someone in that house shot and killed Senzo Meyiwa. We know that Difo, during court proceedings, had blatantly said in court that he had an eyewitness who was going to testify that Kelly Khumalo shot and killed Senzo Meyiwa by mistake. But after his withdrawal, speaking to the instructing attorney TT Tobane, he had said that he did not want to name anyone, but said that there was in fact an eyewitness who was going to testify that someone in the house had shot and killed Meyiwa. So Advocate Zandile Mshololo, of course, said that this was quite prejudicial to her client, the fact that she did not have access and sight to this particular docket before court proceedings began, which is why then we had quite a lengthy postponement, which is why we're resuming this morning. But since then, Dumelo, you would know that a lot has transpired outside of court. We've had an opportunity to speak as eNCA to Kelly Khumalo, her sister Zandile Khumalo, who have expressed their disappointment in terms of how proceedings are unfolding. We've had opportunities to speak to the families of the accused, who of course maintain and believe that their loved ones are being framed in this matter. In fact, Senzo Meyiwa's brother Sfiso has also on many occasions in which we've spoken to him said that the 5 men on trial are being framed and that they had nothing to do with Meyiwa's death. But of course, we know that the drama outside of courts as well as inside of courts has been playing out publicly because of the fact that we are televising these proceedings live. And we know that TT Tobane for accused 1 to 4 has also applied or made an application for an urgent bail application for accused number 2. Accused number 2 is Bongani Ntanzi, who's the only one of the 5 men who are on trial who actually does not have any convictions against him or pending trials apart from this one. And so we know that Tobane says that he believes that there are exceptional circumstances for him to at least be released on bail and attend proceedings outside of incarceration. But that bail application, till today, we have not received a date as to when it will be heard, which some law experts have said that may also, of course, interrupt the trial proceedings, which are set this month for about 2 weeks. So this morning, what we are expecting is that at around 10 a.m. we'll have the accused back in the dock. We'll have the defense attorneys in court as well. And we know that a letter is expected to be submitted from the NPA, which has surprisingly released a letter rather to the defense saying that they're going to transfer docket 375, that's the second docket, to the jurisdiction of this court, and that the DPP of this particular jurisdiction will then make a decision on whether the NPA will prosecute that particular docket. But this is only after this trial has concluded. And if I must remind you, Dumelo, is that we are still on the state's first witness. We began this trial in April, and today we're expecting Sergeant Thabo Mosia to return to the witness box, where he will be continued to be cross-examined by Advocate Zandile Mshololo. So those proceedings expected to start at around 10 a.m. this morning. But of course, with courts, you just never know what's going to happen. But what we are expecting is that we will be continuing with cross-examination. All right,
Cecily, well, of course, we appreciate this context, and also just anticipating what will happen this morning in court. I mean, questions around whether this will be a smooth, proceedings at the North Gauteng High Court today, given all the delays that you have mentioned and all the, the glitches and the gaps between this particular case. 8 years since former Bafana captain Senzo Meyiwa, of course, was killed. Silindelo Masikane outside for us at the North Gauteng High Court. We'll be sure to catch up with you as soon as there are other developments. Thanks, colleagues.